Hey everyone, ZDS here, and it's been quite some time since I talked about this topic, but seeing as it's been 5 years now since the announcement of the game restarting its development, I feel it's necessary to discuss a bit about what might be going on with Metroid Prime 4. So yeah, it's now been 5 years since Prime 4 was announced, and it'd be switching developers back to Retro Studios. However, we've still not received a release date or even any screenshots of the game. This has led many to speculate that the game has been quietly cancelled. However, I have another theory. With the Nintendo Switch reaching its 7th year in its lifespan, I'm certain there are talks over at Nintendo about their next console. Despite how well the Switch is performing, we all know it doesn't really have the specs to be considered a powerhouse against the PS5 and Xbox One and Series X. This may make the folks over at Nintendo a bit nervous, since although numbers-wise it's completely overtaken its competitors, Nintendo is nothing if not innovative. So many are now starting to think that we're going to get an announcement of a Switch 2 or a Switch Pro, or whatever the working title might be, and that Metroid Prime will be released the same day, the same way the Breath of the Wild was, with it being released on both the Switch and its predecessor. Given the fact that we've seen basically nothing about the game, this seems like a likely step to take. Imagine a Switch 2 with hardware comparable to the PS4 running a game as massive as Metroid Prime 4 will be, because right now it seems that the Switch may simply not be strong enough to play it right away. However, with the tremendous success of Metroid Prime Remastered, which has sold over 1 million copies worldwide, it may still see the game coming out on both consoles, possibly using the same engine as Metroid Prime Remastered. I personally think that this is the most likely position Nintendo will take, and I think because of the fact that Retro Studios has been completely silent about the project outside of hiring new staff, this is what Nintendo is most likely have planned. Now, I'd also like to talk about my Nintendo wishes for Metroid Prime 4, as I have a couple of ideas. Firstly, it's got to have multiplayer. Metroid Prime 2 showed a tiny bit of promise as to its potential for a multiplayer experience, but it was released on a piece of hardware that didn't natively come with Wi-Fi connectivity. I think expanding on Prime Hunter's gameplay, where we can choose different hunters to fight with different weapons, would be a very neat idea. Outside of multiplayer though, my biggest question is this with Metroid Prime 4, meaning it's set in between the Prime portion of the timeline. However, how is it going to affect the rest of the games in the timeline? Because at this moment, the entire Prime trilogy and Hunters takes place between the slim period of time between Metroid 1 and 2. That's only about a year of time in between them. Also, Phazon, which is what the main threat was in all three games, was supposedly wiped out due to Samus destroying Phase. So what will be the new threat, the new challenge Samus must overcome? I personally think that even though it's a working title of Metroid Prime 4, it could ostensibly be placed at the end of the timeline after Dread. Perhaps Phase being destroyed didn't eliminate all of Phazon. Possibly there could be a small fraction of Phazon somewhere left in the cosmos, and Samus, now gaining control over her Metroid DNA, would have to face the new threat in a new Dark Samus or something even more dangerous. There's a lot of unique ways the series can go, even if Prime 4 is the title. Although perhaps at this point, a full 5 years since the announcement of the game was switching developers, and over 7 years since the game was announced, perhaps we're not even going to get Prime 4 specifically, but the next mainstream outing taking place after Dread. Wishful thinking perhaps, but I'm seriously looking forward to whatever they do with this game. And I know plenty of other Metroid fans are eagerly awaiting news of what's to come from our favorite bounty hunter. So those are just some of my scattered thoughts that what'll come from Metroid Prime 4 when it'll release and some ideas for the game's structure. If you guys like this kind of content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this in the future. Don't forget to subscribe, I upload videos every single day, and until next time, this has been ZDS. Thank you for finding one video at a time, and I will see you guys in the next video.